My people were biologically determined for one purpose alone, to sense the coming of damn fine podcasts. I sense it coming now. You will never be able to podcast as good as us. Your tongue is too human.
All right. Here's some more talking from your friends here at a Discovery Home Companion. I don't even know what to say, man. Here we go. Let's see. We asked for all your predictions and thoughts on Star Trek Discovery, and here we go. We have a call from Keith who wants to talk about a thing we talked about a lot that might be part of the show or might not, but who knows? Garth of Izar, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, y'all want to hear this?
I want to hear this.
Yep.
Well, all right, you asked for it.
Gentlemen, this is Keith with the Trexperts Roundtable over at the Computer Talk Radio Nerdcast. I cannot believe dyed-in-the-wool Trek geeks like yourselves do not know the story of Garth of Izar and the Battle of Axanar. All right, check this out. Go on YouTube. Search for Axanar, A-X-A-N-A-R. There's 2 videos up there for you. One is called Prelude to Axanar. It's about 22 minutes long. It's amazing. It will blow your mind. You will not believe it's a fan film. The other one is Axanar Vulcan Scene. You'll recognize Gary Graham reprising his role of Soval from Star Trek Enterprise. Check both those out. Then make your comments about Garth of Izar.
All right. So that was...
That was a pretty great commercial for Axanar.
Okay, does any one of us, I don't have a lot of time, does anybody know what the fuck Axanar is?
Yeah, okay.
Wait,
I get it.
It's your ballywick. Okay.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, yeah. Oh, I guess we don't know a whole lot about Garth of Izar because, hey, look, I love all the fan films and I'm glad that they're out there. But, I really only care about the canon. No, I...
But they just mentioned the Battle of Axanar in that one episode of the original series, all right?
Right. So he's telling us that we should learn more about the Battle of Axanar. It's like, well, canonically, I feel like I already know everything about it, except there are books written about it. Books.
Mm-hmm.
No, I love books, but I haven't read any of the Star Trek books about it.
And I think even our biggest fans would probably admit that we're not dyed-in-the-wool Trek fans.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. We do have a Star Trek podcast, 2 of them, in fact. But
yeah.
Sorry, Keith. We really dropped the ball on that one. But okay, fine. I went and I watched the Axanar video. We talked about Axanar and some of them. Yeah, it was a fan film that got sued by CBS. And
wait a minute. Let me ask you this: was one of the videos he was asking us to watch one of those fan films?
Oh yeah, they were both those fan films.
So wait, is Axanar one thing or a bunch of things?
Axanar is a battle, right?
Well,
no, I know, but I mean Axanar. The movie Axanar.
The movie Axanar is what all those big lawsuits were about CBS about the fan films. Keith is riding hard for the makers of the Axanar film. Not every Trek fan is. Some of them, they were clearly making money off the Kickstarter and built a whole studio. And I don't want to get into how we feel about the Axanar.
So it had a questionable birth, and
possibly
it had a problematic birth.
Well, in the sense that they tried to make money off something they don't own.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. The IP was and I watched.
But okay, he said 2 videos, but were they supposed to make a 90-minute movie?
Yes.
Or are these like a series of vignettes? Or okay.
Well, okay, the videos he's referring, the 22-minute long Prelude to Axanar was a short film they made to.
It's their Kickstarter film. They made it to get money. Okay.
They made it to raise money for the 90-minute, the long one.
Got it, yeah.
And I watched it, and you know what? It looks amazing. For especially for a fan film. Hey, go watch it if you want. It looks amazing. But you know what? I found it. Keith, you're going to fucking hate me for this. I found it kind of boring because it's shot like a documentary of people talking about the Battle of Axanar. And
oh wait, it's Ken Burns style?
Well, it's like Talking Heads with some pretty great CGI ships and stuff built in where they talk about all the strategic stuff about it. But they have like...
So it's sort of unlike any Star Trek thing we've seen, like Star Trek narrative.
It's media. It's
because it's cheaper to do it that way.
Well, I know, but wait, but you're telling me it's not a narrative story, it's a mockumentary?
It's not a mockumentary. It's a because there's no jokes in it, man. It's serious.
But that's still, it's a fake documentary.
Yeah.
Who's making this mockumentary? Are they Starfleet files and they're all being interviewed?
It's like it's told like in universe of like people interviewing the Federation people behind the fleet in the Battle of Axanar. Tony Todd is in it.
Oh, we like Tony Todd.
JG, Martok's in it.
Oh, really? Martok?
Yeah. It's got what's his name? Gary Graham from Enterprise. It plays a Vulcan. Plays the same Vulcan that he did in Enterprise. Yeah.
He recently died. He is from the Alien Nation television show, which I loved dearly as a kid. He is also in the Roadhouse classic RoboJogs. That guy's pretty good.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's the lead in RoboJogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Hatch is in it as a Klingon that is like the main Klingon that behind the Battle of Axanar and Karn. And you know what? That's my biggest problem with it. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I didn't think Richard Hatch was very good at convincing as a Klingon. They whisper everything. Alec Peters is the guy that behind the whole Axanar thing.
So wait,
Kelvar
already
Garth.
Two of them are already dead? Because Graham is dead too, right?
Is he? I don't know.
I'm gonna check on that because I don't want to speak ill of. I don't want to speak dead of the living.
So basically, they made a fan film out of one line from the original series, and then Paramount smacked them down because obviously they're making money off something that they don't own the IP for. They hired legitimate Star Trek actors to flesh it out. And I don't understand, why are we supposed to be rooting for it? It's not
because the lore is not from that one line. It's also from novels.
But that's
and also an RPG that wrote a lot of history about it.
Oh my god,
he's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. I feel sorry. But
okay,
sorry, Gary Graham.
Richard Hatch is dead.
Yes. Okay.
And I just talked shit about him.
That's
sorry.
Okay. Fuck him. Okay, fuck Richard Hatch. All right.
But I didn't like his performance as Karn. I didn't like the guy doing Garth of Izar very much. I feel bad.
Ellen Tigh is in it.
It's got a lot of people.
Yeah. But one of the Cylons, the Ellen Tigh.
Oh yeah.
Ty's wife.
Yep. Yeah. She's in it.
She's dead for most of the. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they got top-notch actors in it, and
okay.
Now I feel bad because I did nothing but.
But it's not. Okay, so they got this. Okay, so the story is.
But what's so great about this one particular battle that's worth telling the story? That's what I'm trying. I guess it's about.
Well, it's about the 4 years war and why Garth of Izar is such a big deal, and it's even in that original series episode with Garth of Izar,
I just still haven't watched.
Kirk references the Battle of Axanar as why him and Spock can be brothers. So it's like what saved the Federation in a sense, I guess. Oh, okay. And that's kind of the angle they do. And the 7-minute short, it's a scene from the 90-minute movies with Gary Graham on Vulcan. And it's green screen. It looks pretty slick. It's nice. Them in a prog rock sculpture garden on Vulcan, I expect. It looked like what they wanted the scenes from Move Along Home to look like. Huh. But it's fine.
So
it's good,
Garth of Izar is in Axanar. Well, he's Kelvar Garth.
Kelvar Garth is the name that one of either a novel gave him, and also I think there's like a Star Trek RPG that wrote in a lot of stuff.
Now this is relevant to Discovery because there are some people who think that the character Captain Gabriel
Lorca might be.
Lorca.
Even if Lorca is not Garth, which I'm kind of on the side that I don't even think he is, it still takes place in the Klingon War, which may or may not be the 4 Years' War.
So we should be seeing, at some point, we could be seeing the Battle of Axanar in Discovery. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, so Kelvar Garth is played by Alec Peter, who looks like he's the creator of this thing.
Yep.
He's the actor, producer, and I'm going to read this from IMDb. He is known for Prelude to Axanar, and a movie called Loadout Going In Hot. And now I want to see Loadout Going In Hot right now.
I wonder if that's on YouTube in 22 minutes as well.
It totally
sounds like a Skinamax movie. I don't know.
I don't know. Richard Hatch is also in that.
Yeah, well, the 22 minutes is Prelude to Axanar.
So, did you watch the other Axanar? The 90? Did Axanar get made?
Yeah. I mean, no, Axanar, because the lawsuit, they're complying with the lawsuit. And so they'll make a couple of short 15-minute films, which is all that fan films can make now. And they get grandfathered into using Star Trek actors because the previous fan film stuff had Star Trek actors. But going forward, you can't cast new people that you were ever in Star Trek before.
How lucrative are these fan films? I understand if you're going to have a Kickstarter.
No, well, they're not. That's why, according to some people, Axanar ruined it for everybody.
But ruined what? Because, I mean, if you get in real actors, that means you're having to pay actors.
Well, Axanar was one of the few ones that are getting real acts. Well,
okay.
You can pay the actors, that's fine, but you can't make it.
But if there's not a distribution system for it, then
the Axanar Kickstarter raised like $1 million or however much money to build a studio to make films in perpetuity.
But I guess I'm asking, is there a black market?
So even after the Kickstarter, they're making money off of the money they made off of it.
Okay, so but how did Axanar think they were going to make money after the movie got made? They're not making it for goodwill and just sticking it out there.
They sell it. Yeah, well, that's why because before Paramount didn't give a shit and let people just make the stuff and they didn't look too close on it. But Axanar raised the bar because it looks real nice. Before they were with like cheap, low budget fan films, they're just like, don't worry about it, you know? But then Axanar is telling this story that hasn't been told about Star Trek before, using high production values and using Star Trek actors and
Battlestar Galactica actors.
What was great about Axanar is it's showing that you can make high class, slick Star Trek for cheap.
Yeah.
But they're monetizing the IP without any of the IP owners getting a cut of it. So that's kind of problematic.
So I'm saying that, like, okay, yes. But you said that Axanar ruined it for everybody else. What was everybody else doing? Like, why?
Well, their Star Trek continues. There's a lot of great fan films out there.
How do these people
There's
make
the
movies?
place up in Saratoga that has the original they have a reproduction of the original series Bridge that is making, I believe Star Trek continues, and they even have that set for people to make other fan films. You can rent the place out.
And a lot of this is just on a weekend fun for people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and people can raise money to do it, but they're not making their living off of it because they can't sell it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can pay the actors. It's like raising a nonprofit.
Now, what episode was the original series that Axanar mentioned? Was it Whom Gods Destroy?
Yeah, that was
All right.
with Garth of Izar on the in the Asylum Planet.
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember that episode. I mean, it's not like I'm such a newbie or whatever that I don't know.
I know.
I watched it recently.
But we're getting chastised for not remembering the name of one battle that's in like one line
No. Well, Keith is just saying that he's trying to be. Well, I think Keith is on this. He's very pro Axanar. He's saying he wants us to accept the Axanar fan film as canon.
Well, that's not going to happen because it's not canon. And we're here to talk about Star Trek.
I mean,
yeah. That's why I called it a nice commercial for Axanar. I don't know how much of this
now that you told me that Martok and Ellen Ty are on it, maybe. And
Tony Todd,
Gary Graham. I love RoboJocks. Maybe I might look into it. That's
I mean, just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna pay for it.
It's a fan film now. They're not making money.
I can't pay for it. I'm not gonna break the law, but pay for it.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Well, thank you for bringing us up to speed on an Axanar, and thank you for the voicemail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope I wasn't too negative there, Keith.
No,
people should go check it out.
And I think it's interesting at this point. Like, if they don't talk about Axanar in the show, I will be irritated. Maybe, I don't know.
I'll be fine as long as the story's good. I mean, who gives two shits?
I know.
All right. So,
right.
start coughing. I'm having.
Next.
All right. Where are we now?
I think we're at the end of what we got today.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks again for listening to a Discovery Home Companion. We hope you join us next time as we go through every episode of Star Trek Discovery. 3 to beam out.
All right.
This has been an ROA podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes or Stitcher or Caster or Fuckcast or Podsucker. Review us on iTunes. Also grab a bit of fame for yourself by calling us at 917-408-3898 and leaving us a message. We play that shit on air. Or email us at rulesofacquisitionpodcast@gmail.com. Also, listen to our Deep Space Nine podcast Rules of Acquisition. It is pretty amazing, but you may not yet be ready for its awesome amazingness. Assess your personal awesomeness appropriately.